Ever pondered the hurdles that educators often encounter in an EFL classroom? Teaching English as a foreign language, or EFL, is no small feat, and it comes with its own unique set of challenges. First and foremost is engaging students. It's not always easy to keep the attention of a class, especially when the subject matter is a language that might be entirely new to them. Then, there's the issue of making lessons relevant. How do we ensure that what we teach will be useful to the students in their everyday lives? Another major hurdle is overcoming language barriers. This can be particularly daunting when the teacher doesn't speak the native language of the students. These challenges underscore the need for effective teaching strategies that can address them and optimize the learning experience for the students. An approach that can tackle these challenges head-on is task-based language teaching. But what exactly is it? Stay tuned to find out. Task-based language teaching, or TBLT, is not just a buzzword in the EFL teaching landscape. It's a shift in perspective, a reimagining of how we approach language instruction. Instead of focusing on complex grammar rules or extensive vocabulary lists, TBLT places emphasis on using language as a tool for communication. It's about practicality and functionality, not just rote memorization. Now you might be wondering, what does this look like in a classroom setting? Well, imagine a cooking show, where the chef isn't just reciting recipes but actually cooking. That's TBLT. It's about engaging students in real-world tasks that require them to use their language skills. Maybe they're planning a trip, ordering at a restaurant, or discussing a current event. These tasks not only help students practice their language skills, but also equip them with the ability to use language in practical, everyday situations. Sounds promising, right? But how does TBLT work in practice? The beauty of TBLT lies in its simplicity and versatility. Let's dive into the key points of task-based language teaching. First off, lessons are structured around tasks. This means that instead of focusing on drills or rote memorization, we focus on meaningful tasks that mimic real-world situations, like booking a hotel room or ordering food at a restaurant. Next, we have meaningful communication. In task-based language teaching, students are encouraged to communicate using the language they're learning. This doesn't mean perfect grammar or pronunciation, but rather genuine, authentic communication that gets the point across. Lastly, let's talk about feedback. Feedback in TBLT isn't about correcting every little mistake. Instead, it's about guiding learners towards more effective communication, helping them get their message across better next time. These are the pillars of task-based language teaching: task-oriented lessons, meaningful communication, and constructive feedback. So we've got the theory down, but how do we turn theory into practice? Transforming theory into practice can seem daunting, but with task-based language teaching, it's easier than you might think. Let's explore how to implement TBLT in your EFL classroom. Firstly, selecting the right tasks is crucial. These should be meaningful and relevant, reflecting real-life situations that students might encounter. A task could be as simple as ordering food at a restaurant, or as complex as debating a global issue. Next, guide students through the task. This isn't about correcting every error, but facilitating their communication. Encourage them to use English to complete the tasks, prompting where necessary. Finally, feedback is important, but remember, with TBLT, we're not just looking at language accuracy. We're assessing their ability to complete the task using English. So, focus on what they did well and offer suggestions for improvement. With task-based language teaching, you're not just teaching English, you're equipping your students with the tools they need to communicate effectively in the real world.